So, hello everyone. For today, we will be discussing analyzing workplace documentation and legal strategies. Here with me are my colleagues, Simera, Christine, myself, and Shreya. Next slide, please. So for our agenda for today, we will be showing you or we will be discussing the overview of the case study, documentation strategy, 5Ws timeline of the incident, strategies to avoid, use of technology, legal analysis, potential courtroom scenario, discussion on the ethical consideration on documenting workplace dispute, and we'll do the recap of what we have discussed. Next slide, please. So, to give you an overview of the case study, TrekTech Corp is a financial services firm which promotes professional working environments. And Yumera, Mary, and Christine, who are involved in the case, are working together in that company, but everything suddenly changed when Yumera changes on her behavior appear, and it was being observed by Mary and Christine. So, they invited Yumera to a lunch together to discuss the changes that they observed, and that start when Yumera state all the incidents that the harassment occurred with the manager of their firm. So Yumera disclosed all the concerns and the incident that she encountered, and because of that, she feels distress, having difficulties on how to deal with all of the happenings with her, and discomfort and unprofessionalism, including the anxiety. And with all the incident that Yumera shared to Mary and Christine, they provided the support to her on how she could keep the details of those harassment that she encountered with the manager, such as the text messages, the emails, the communication, and share it to HR to report the issue. They also offer her to a company just in case she would need some witnesses for the harassment that happened and that she encountered in the workplace. So that's it for the overview. Moving on to the next slide, which is for the documentation strategy. It will be further discussed by Yumera. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So moving forward, me and Christine will walk you through the document strategy. So first here I will be discussing what were the incident that were happened with the victim. So here the harassment uh, the victim was facing harassment on the workplace through the unprofessional behavior of the manager, through unprofessional and harassing communication. She also faced emotional and physical distress, and also the company policies being violated. So the unprofessional behavior happened when the manager invited Humera for a team dinner, but that's what she thought was. But when she ended up being alone with him in a private setting, and it was like very uncomfortable and professional setup for her. The conversation, it shifted from professional topics to the personal matters, and that was kind of unprofessional for her. There was a harassing communication that happened, like she started receiving emails and text messages that crossed the professional boundaries. The communication, it included unsolicited comments about her appearance, inappropriate questions about her personal life, making her feel harassed. And all of this, because of all of this harassment, she started feeling emotionally and physically distressed. She started isolating herself. Her mood started declining, but luckily that's the good thing about her colleague, that Mary and Christine noticed this behavior, and they approached her, which because they were worried about her. Also, the company policies that was being violated, because all the company have a policy for have a every company has a code of conduct for harassment, and they have harassment policies. So eventually the manager's behavior that violated all the company's harassment policies as well. Next part will be discussed by Christine.
All right, thank you, Yumara. So I will be discussing the application of the 5Ws. So for this application, who is involved in the case? So Yumara is the affected employee, and then the manager as the proprietor or of the harassment as well. And then Mary and Christine are the colleagues that are part of the case who have been witnesses upon the changes of Humera's behavior, and the one who are concerns as well. And next one is the what. What happened on this case is that the manager made unsolicited comments about Humera's appearance and sent and have been sending excessive personal messages, which made her feel harassed and resulted in an inappropriate personal conversation during a supposed work meeting and persistent unwelcome communications through emails and text messages. As for the rest of the application of the W's will be discussed again by Yomera.
Thank you, Christine. So moving forward, where all this incident took place is the incident took place on different places, like on a workplace. Mostly the incident happened in a track company itself, where the manager, Humera, and all the witnesses were present. One or two incident that took place in a private meetings, like at the restaurant where they went for a dinner. So this were the main places where the incident took place. For when and witnesses, I will walk you through in detail in the next slide, where along with the incidents in detail. So these are I will walk through you through the four incidents that took place. That these are the major four incidents that Humera faced. So for the first incident that took place on February 15th, 2024, during a team meeting in a conference room B at Track Corporation itself, and it was around 2 p.m. Where two members were present. The manager made an inappropriate comment on Humera's appearance, saying that, "Oh, you look breathtaking today. You've been looking like that. It's hard to focus on presentation." And at first, Humera thought that the comment came out spontaneously, and it's not the part of the manager's regular speech pattern. And so she chose to not react to it publicly. But for this incident, there are the two members that were present in that meeting room, were the witnesses for this. The second incident that took place on March 10th, 2024, where the manager invited Humera through a personal message to a business dinner, and she thought that there only be like they were always invited for such business dinner through the personalized message. So she thought that there would be another team members as well. But however, when she went there for the dinner around 7:30 p.m., she found out there was no one there except her and the manager, and that made her feel uncomfortable. Still, she didn't say anything, except she said that I thought it's a business dinner meeting, but I'm seeing none. So, but still, the manager, he ignored that dialogue, and he started engaging in a personal conversation about her relationship. However, she immediately left the place as she felt uncomfortable. And she also thought that she might be overreacting on this incident. But as to express her discomfort, she texted her immediate she texted her friend immediately. So for this incident, the witness, we don't have any direct witness for this incident, but her friend, she texted her. So she's one of the witness for this. For the third incident, it took place on April 5th, 2024. It was also at the Trek Corporation itself, in a conference room, where Humera, the manager, and the other team member, along with Christine and Mary, they were all there for new marketing campaign that Humera and the other team members were going to present. So at first, Humera started presenting her campaign idea, and following Mark presented his. But though Mark presentation was still had more potential, the manager approved Humera's idea, which felt kind of weird to everyone, including Humera. But no one chose to spoke up about it except Humera, because she thought that if they implemented Mark's idea, there are more chances of success. But at last, manager didn't consider that, and he went on with Humera's idea, and because of that, Mark also felt a little bit hurt about this. So for this incident, for the witness, there were the team members that were present in the room, along with Mark, Christine, and Mary. They were all the witness for this incident. For the fourth incident, it was on April 10th, 2024, around 7 p.m., when the manager offered Humaira to give her a ride home as they were coming out late from work due to overtime. Though it was kind of awkward for Humaira to accept that, but she accepted it because it was late and dark outside. But while driving her home, he asked for dinner, just the two of them. So she was shocked at that time because that incident already took place before prior, where there were only two of them in the dinner at the meeting over there. So but she politely declined the request and left the car quickly. When they reached her home, luckily this incident was recorded because before getting into the car she was on a call with her friend, uh, and she forgot to hang up the call, and all this conversation that happened in the car was recorded on the phone call. So they had this is kind of an evidence for this incident. So that's all for the incident part. Next part will be discussed by Christine.
All right, thank you, Yomera. So, as for this part, I will be discussing the strategies to avoid hearsay and enhance admissibility in court. And the first one is the first-hand account. As for this one, we have to ensure that Yomera's documentation reflects her direct experiences rather than third-party observations. Her accounts of the incidents will be crucial. Next one is the objective documentation. For the objective documentation, the record facts as they occurred without interpretation. For example, including the exact quotes from the manager's messages and descriptions of specific actions or comments. Next is the consistency. So, in all the documentations that Numera should be doing, it should be consistent with the facts as reported, and Numera should avoid alterations or discrepancies that could undermine the credibility of the document. Next is the corroborating evidence. So, Numera should gather and present supporting evidence such as screenshots of the communications and statements from Mary and Christine, and their observations and support can also help Numera to validate the claims that she's doing for this file. And then next is professional formatting. So as for the professional formatting, Humera should organize documentation clearly and chronologically. So by using a formal format to present the incidents, ensuring they are easy to follow and review. Next is using a next slide, please. So for the use of the technology, so the following is how technology can help preserve the evidences for this case. So for the emails, all emails should have been saved, and it should include all the attachments, exporting this from the email client to secure the locations. Next is the text messages, where use of phones features to take screenshots or third party applications to back up messages and save them in a secure server or folder. Next is your metadata. You can use this technology as well to preserve your for the digital communication, ensuring that the timestamps and sender information are intact, which helps verify the authenticity of the evidence. And next one is digital evidences, where you can store evidence in an encrypted cloud storage service or secure physical storage if digital backups are not visible. Also, there's an access control where restricted access to the stored evidence to authorized individuals only. Also, last one is the documentation lag. So maintaining a document or log detailing the evidence collection and storage process includes the information about when and how the evidence was collected and any steps taken to preserve its integrity. And by allowing and following these guidelines, Humera can ensure that her documentation is thorough, reliable, and suitable for addressing the harassment issue through HR or legal channels. And as for the legal analysis that will help resolve this case, Shreya will be discussing the next part.
Thank you, Christine, for the explanation. So I will be explain the legal analysis in which there is a two part. The what first one is the legal implication, and the second one is the what was the court scenario. In this case, basically the legal implication or legal impact was the faced by the total three party. First one is the Humera, second one is the manager, and third one is the company. The first one is the workplace harassment. As Humera very well discussed Humera was who faced the harassment by the comment on the appearance, unwelcome advantages, professional treatment at the workplace gives her the uncomfortable at the workplace. So it is the breaching the law of the employment law, and the by breaching the law, the company will face the consequences of the harassment, and they need to follow it, go through all the process in the appropriate way. Of the as I breach of the company policy, as I already mentioned that the company policy not only breach by the manager, but also the company itself is involved in the case the legal issue. So if they if both are not providing the valuable evidence and the processes, that will be another consequences faced by the company. For in this part, the company need to provide all the evidence that they had the proper harassment cell harassment policy, how the employee should complain if they harassed, and all these things they need to provide it. Potential retaliation means the person who faced the harassment. In our case, Humera is harassed by harassing the manager can relate her by the demolition or the more harassment, and the she might felt the mental stress due to this. So against that realism, she can claim against the company as well as from the manager also. These are the right of the her. Vicarious liability means the in which company and the manager both are the vicarious for the liability. Means the track corporation is the responsible for the conduct done by the manager, misconduct done by the manager, and the company is itself the liable for all this. In this scenario, your company will think about the company's reputation, legal implication, and all these things due to the vicarious liability if the Humera go through the legal way. Next part is the what was the court scenario. If Humera is the one who is the filing the case, and went through the legal procedure, then the first scenario will be the direct testimony and the co-boarding all the evidence. Means the Humera will explain her point of view, her case, and the court also testimony the witness. Here we see the main witness are the witness also who will give their testimony also. They also provide the screenshot of the messages and the texts to the court. The scenario to the Hersey challenge. This will the came from the side of the manager, because in according to the Hersey rule the court cannot be take evidence as the out of the court rule. Means the Christine and the Humera, who are the wi- witness cannot their scenario cannot valid into the court. But there are the exceptions under the present sense impression. Means they are the directly witness something wrong happening in the organized. So they are allowed to into the going to the court. In the third scenario, the cross examination. So cross examination means the Humera who is the filing the case against the manager. Yeah, so there will they will check the validity and the credibility of the Humera, because sometimes the employee filed a case to take some personal revenge against the manager, not the professional. But here court will cross examine the actually the Humera is harassed or not. That will the third scenario. And the fourth scenario, the company's defense. In the company's defense, again against the company show the all the work ethics, code of conduct, their policy, training program, and everything in front of the court, and everything done by the till the date. This is the first incident, and everything done. This all kind of the defense can be the company's defense. In the fifth position, the settlement negotiation. So here the three of the party, manager, company, and the Humera, three of come to the settlement, because by going to the legal procedure, Humera also feel the mental distress and the emotional breakdown, again and again recalling the same incident. Company will to get to by the reputation damage. It is the very reputed company, and this information came out to the publicly, so it was the biggest damage for the company. And the expense of the legal proceeding also very high. The manager also by proving the case, he will also the get the out of the job, and do not get the any other job into the marketplace. So the negotiation, the company might give her the some compensation or the promotion or something. But they came to the settlement negotiation. This will be the fifth and the last scenario. Further will be discussed by the Mary. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. So moving on to the next slide. For this part, these are the ethical consideration in documenting workplace dispute. First is transparency, wherein Numera should be transparent on sharing all the harassment details that happened to her. She encountered as well with the manager in the workplace, and to provide the clear understand so that it would provide the clear understanding of the situation. Secondly is the confidentiality. All the discussion and the evidence that Numera provided should be confidential to make sure it will not create any further issue and hearsay within the company. Third thing is to ensure the safety and security of Yumera as the plaintiff and Mary and Christine as the witness. They should feel secure and stay away from any threat or harm. Fourth point is the informed consent. It should be obtained for those who are involved in the case to ensure the transparency and the respect to those people involved in the case. And lastly is the legal compliance. By adhering to the legal standards and the organizational policies, it ensures that the documentation is both ethical and legally admissible in potential proceedings. And to recap, we have discussed the following points, and that ends our presentation. Thank you.